the book of Daniel, the first chapter, the very end of that chapter, when it sums up this whole event where Daniel had said, I'm not going to partake of those things that would defile me. And he stood his ground, and the Lord honored it. And as it turned out, he was fine. He didn't lose any weight. He looked good. And so began his relationship with the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. And it says in the last part of this chapter that he found favor with Nebuchadnezzar, and he said that there was no one in all the kingdom that had the wisdom and understanding of Daniel and his friends. And then it says that he was 10 times wiser than any of the astrologers or magicians or any of those who were in the court there to advise the king. So we go to chapter 2. And in chapter 2, the book of Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar has this mysterious dream. And it was one of those type of dreams that when he woke up, he knew he'd had some type of a dream, and he couldn't remember what it was, but it troubled him. I'm familiar with that. I've had dreams that when I woke up, they troubled me, but generally I can remember what they are. But Nebuchadnezzar says, it's gone from me. I can't remember the dream. And so he calls for all of his learned men, the astrologers and the magicians and all of these, and he demanded of them, interpret the dream for me. And they said, well, tell us what it was and we'll give you the interpretation. He said, no. He says, I don't know what the dream is. I want you to tell me what the dream is. Oh my. Well, they were all perplexed, and everybody was upset. They were fearing their lives. And a tremendous thing happened. And this I take note of because I believe that there's truth to this. They thought about a young man who had extraordinary ability, and that he called upon this God that they were not familiar with, but seemed to be mighty powerful. And in the midst of their dilemma, they went to somebody that they felt like knew the true and the living God that would reveal truth. Now, church, I'm going to tell you something. That's a powerful thing when you think about it. Because a man who would stand strong in his testimony even in the midst of adversity, when others may be making fun of you, when you feel like that if you keep doing what you're doing, they're going to shame me before everybody. But yet, a man who will make that type of stand, his moment will come when there will be those who are in a place in life that they have no answers, and they're looking for someone who does. And that's what they did. They came to Daniel, and they said, Daniel, can you interpret this dream? And if Daniel called upon the name of his God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I'm telling you something, church, that'll work every time. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.